Welcome back again to Sempa 360. We're talking about the place of the arts in our country. As many of you know, we made a critical decision as a country to switch our priorities from emphasizing the arts to emphasizing the sciences. In the process, there's been some talents that have been lost because the free scholarships that are given by the government are mostly based on sciences, and those young people who are looking for support from the government, usually if they are in the arts, they have to struggle it their way or their parents help them out. I'm talking to Roland Tibarusia, who has used his pen, his art brush, to not only create beauty, but to participate in documenting life. Historical moments, whether it's graduation, whether it is a wedding, whether it's an anniversary, whether it's a fundraiser, he's been doing that. And right now, he's on his brush and he's trying to paint something that is going to reflect what we're doing over here. All right, Roland, what do you, man, that's quick. That was very quick. What are we doing over there?
Okay, I said when we come to Sempa 360, I have to come with my paintbrush. At least I create, this was an empty canvas, and I'm using color to express myself and say I would want to leave, and then this is something very like abstract, if I could catch up with the brush itself. And I keep adding color, making a statement,
Now, will you allow me to write something there, my signature, because I want to be like the other famous people?
Yes, you will. And, what I'm trying, what I'm trying to add here is just maybe the color that later on you can get a chance to.
So painting is, what is behind the painting? Is it you just get colors and you put them over? You start with a picture in your mind?
Okay, like now for that show, we thought we could do something. It's an expression that can be exhibited. But how I just do it is interpreting a discussion, saying, being an artist, to me already, even if I put a brush and create something and say, I'm painting this, now, I usually believe every piece of work is a child brain on its own, just like this can be exhibited. And creatively, we've learned that people, because they don't appreciate art in their homes to be hung at some point, would want to always create memories. Just like we are here, today's event, today's hosting me as a guest. To me, wherever I go with a paintbrush. In a similar way, I go to weddings, so I can explain it the better. I said I can create and be more of relevance. Just like this memory, we talk about Sempa 360. So if it's created in a very...
Can I do the circle? So that also I can be seen as I'm doing the circle. Let me do the circle. Where do I put the circle? Around 360. Where do I put?
Use this.
This one,
Yeah.
Now, what kind of paints are these?
I use acrylic. They are user-friendly. Yeah, they are water-based. So if you place in next 30 minutes, they will dry. And that's what makes a difference. Because each moment you paint...
I'm trying to make this a circle, but it's not coming out. It's almost coming out like an egg.
It has come.
Very good, very good. I'm itching to put some red on there. Where can I put some red on there?
The red is...
Which color is that?
This is orange.
This is orange. Can I put some over here?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Let's put some. It looks brighter. Yeah. 360. Yeah, we're doing it together. And this is how I do. Sempa 360. Come on, give a hand clap to my man Roland Tibarusia. He's in the house, yo. Yeah. So, Roland, I just want to ask you, whenever you do these kinds of art pieces, I mean, you can quickly put something together. I'm amazed. It's almost like Twitter.
Yeah, it's instant.
Instant art, Twitter art. Have you been able to have these art pieces maybe hang up after that so that they have longer term?
Yes. I've done displays, even the exhibitions, and some collections have been hung in people's offices, maybe even company walls, where it's just kind of work. It says maybe you have a celebration, an anniversary, or launching a product. I paint, and then it hangs there, just like a recent one. It hangs in one of the offices in Nairobi, which Kenya was celebrating 50 years of independence. So I painted that particular event and engaged some of the guests to sign on, including maybe the First Lady, who officiated the function.
Let's see if we can get some of the pictures. I don't know if you can
Yes.
pull up some of the photos of our politicians, the events of politicians being painted. So after you paint them, what happens?
What happens is, if you have a particular historical site, like a museum, some of these works hang there. And not only hanging there, but there's a process that even when to preserve such memory, it's documented in the stories around it. There are publications that have come around the works that I do, especially in print. There's a story that goes, a conversation that goes through these arts. And through, maybe if I could say, some of these particular events I've done, they keep documenting them in newspaper prints, which are shared about the work to continue the story. Then are hanged on walls where these mentions of signatures and just a particular captions of pictures of who signed, who are there to celebrate an event.
How do you get these people to know about you? I mean, Mazrui, Uhuru, are you connected somehow to State House?
No, I don't have any connection. Only maybe these people come. The only connection is the paintbrush.
The talent.
Yes, the gifts God has. How do I get to
chitone? But you are using your chitone nicely. Huh?
How do I get to this guy?
Come on, give a hand clap. The man is using a chitone.
Okay. The other bit you said, how do I get there? I'm always really out to find out through information shared, through social networks or newspaper. If an event is there, you don't call me to pay. I come and talk to the organizers and say, can I do something? If it's relevant, then we can use it for this particular cause. I've not been invited to many events, but I go there and I paint. And once it captures attention of the big audience, I say, wow, this is nice. Maybe we auction it. That's when it makes sense. But majority of these events I've been to, it has been like a business of, because I've seen my work, someone would contact me and then commission me to do such a thing.
Please come.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to reach you and say, look, Roland, I'd like you to come and paint, live paint my wedding. Can you do a wedding?
I can do.
And then all the guests at the wedding, they sign?
Yeah, I've done weddings. I've done launches of different products. I've done a couple of historical events, like an anniversary of family, a couple of family portraits. I've done like even a celebration, a national event, or I've done even international events in Europe where I've had with the Scouts, because I work with the Scouts. And like now, when we are celebrating 100 years for Scouting, I'll be doing something at the celebration at the Jamboree Kazi. So I paint all this big canvas and as a celebration to mark that event in history.
That's awesome.
So that is how.
That is awesome. I mean, I'm from Namilyango. I would imagine that as we celebrated our... I mean, can you go to a school that you didn't go to? Because I know, where did you go to high school?
I went to Kigezi College.
I know you went.
I was in Kigezi.
Kigezi where?
But if you invite me,
to Namilyango.
Yes, on a commission based.
Give a hand clap to my man.
Yes.
Now, so I want to invite you that you would come. Museum.
Yes.
Have you thought of maybe exhibiting and putting up a display or a museum?
Okay, well, I think we're trying, as an artivist, I've been trying to find, creating space for this art. Because we don't have spaces where this art can be exhibited and then archive its history. And my pledge, my pursuit, my vision of this being a global artist, I've desired to establish even museums in different cities. Like I've been doing around East Africa. I've really desired, and I'm working on a project, working through the UVADA, Uganda Visual Arts Design Association. We are in a
there's VADA. What is
UVADA.
that?
Uganda Visual Artists Designers Association.
UVADA.
Yes.
Ooh.
So which is an association that, it's an umbrella organization that does gather all these other artists, art practitioners, and then we're looking how we can create this space. Even now, I'm claiming an art space by coming here and trying to share with the world of what I'm creating. Because we don't have those spaces, and then art appreciation in our country is still down. If there's no money to eat, no one can give it a hand, and even the people who collect it find it so a bit with the illicit kind of group of people who collect these paintings.
Elites.
Not like any other, there's a class of people who collect the art paintings.
Yeah, yeah.
So we are trying to see if we can really gather ourselves, paint more, and preach that message that, you know, art has space, has its place in our society.
I mean, you said when you're growing up, you wanted to be like Michelangelo or some of those
Yes.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, yes.
And I mean, those are all classical and great artists. And do you think that our government, through our education system, is doing right by giving scholarships only or exclusive to science students and not to the arts?
I think they have not done much, if I may say. Just like if I had an opportunity, I would have advocated for a ministry of the arts, just a ministry dedicated for that. Because there are many great talents in our country. I mean, comparing different worlds that we've been accessed, there's great talent that has not been given attention, which gets me to, as an activist, to want to always sound and make loud noise again and again to tell you that our government has not done much. Because they spoke about the Ministry of Gender, Sports, and it has that partition or that component of culture which is not really given attention. And even when these opportunities come, like for scholarship or whatever, they don't know where to get the artists. So we are not well represented even for policy making and all these other things that would support our creative things. So you find we are lagging behind. But besides that, I keep saying that, you know, the best way I can do it is to create, do something, not let other people, you know, keep criticizing. And, you know, I don't want to be on the blame side. I want to say, let me make my cultural contribution by even engaging my expressions of art on TV, with young kids, teaching children. I do a lot of stuff, free, voluntary based, so that I can, you know, keep spreading the word about this creative art.
A lot of art these days is more nakedness and nudity and sexual stimulation, naked women, semi-naked women, and I don't see you doing that. What would you say about the comment that more and more, for people to sell art, they have to show more and more nudity, and more artists are involved in making more nakedness? Because
of the market. You know, I usually tell my fellow artists that let's create art for the market, not market for the art. Because some of these particular assignments are the nude image would sell better than an abstract message that would communicate a very better message. Because what I see it is that
I mean, I don't know if people would want to buy my picture in the nude. I don't think so. I think people may not want to see me. Okay, I mean, I'm happy.
There's someone who will
no, I don't want anyone. I mean, we'll even fight over there, you know.
There is someone who can buy it.
I remember being in an airport in Brussels, and I just said hello to a guy. I said, hello, how are you, sir? And he said, yeah, how are you? He says, he asked me what I do. Then I asked him what he does, and he says he sells perfumes. And I said, that's beautiful, you sell perfume. So when I said that's beautiful, he immediately thought that I was a homo. He says, are you gay? I said, I'm not. I mean, I looked at him, I said, you think Pastor Sempa is a homo? I mean, really, how can you even, the whole idea of a guy trying to look at me that way just offended me. So anyway, I said no, and if anybody wants to see me naked, or you want to be seen naked, please, something is very wrong with you, because that's very private, okay? All right, we have to take a break. I was just talking about the airport. Hopefully nobody drew my picture in the airport, okay? We're talking about art and using art in telling our African stories. We're talking to Roland Tiberusia, who is telling the experiences of Africans as they are anniversaries, weddings, independence events, graduation, fundraiser, and street children. Stay with us. Be back after this.